So we have a small group in the room. Do you mind introducing yourselves? Do you feel like sharing? I'll come bring you the microphone. The people on Zoom, they're sharing their names with each other.
Hi, my name is News, and I work for the city of Austin in the budget document department.
Thank you. Ah,
Yeah. Hi, I'm Luisa Polaya. I work for ATS in Digital Strategy and Solutions for Austin Technology Services.
Austin Technology Services and the City of Austin. Okay. Welcome. Okay. We are going to go ahead and jump in. So the purpose of today's unconference session is I have a PDF remediation tool that I like to use, but full disclosure, I'm also a half owner in the company. But this is also an opportunity to collaborate and share. If you have a tool that you like, I would also like for you to share that with everyone. So folks on Zoom, if you have a tool that you would like to share, if you could send us a message that you would be willing to show how you use this PDF tool, let us know so that we can be prepared to figure out how to share your screen and turn your mic on and that sort of thing. So for the two of you that are in the room with us, do you have tools you already use to remediate PDFs other than straight in Adobe Acrobat Pro? I have one no. What about at ATS? Do you already have a tool that you use to remediate?
I believe we do most of our remediation on Acrobat Pro as well.
Okay. And that is certainly doable, right? But it takes a special skill set. You have to learn how to remediate a PDF as opposed to having some sort of a system that will either get you 90% there where you're just kind of putting on the icing, or going back and recreating in Word, right? Okay, so folks online, do any of you have a tool that you would like to share with us, or a service or a vendor that you use to remediate that you're happy with? Give me a no if you don't, so that I can ensure that we're having a conversation. Okay, we've got a nope and a no. Just Acrobat Pro. All right. All right. So I'm going to show you how to use pdf.theaccessible.org. Everyone at AccessU, when you go to the website today, you will get 35 free pages. So I'm hoping you'll test it out, right? Give it through its paces. We use Adobe Acrobat Pro and Site Improve, but Site Improve scanner result is questionable. Mark says, have tried multiple, always go back to Acrobat Pro. All right. I'm going to go to a web browser. I happen to be on a Mac. I'm using the Chrome browser at the moment, and I've pulled up the accessible.org website. If you have a computer, I encourage you, pull up the website. Let's just, give it a go. See what happens. Because we have built this to be an accessible interface. So if you encounter any issues with keyboard controls, with your screen reader, please let us know, because we have worked really hard and we believe that it is an accessible interface. And that's another use case. If you have a visual disability and unfortunately someone sends you something that's not accessible, that's important, and you need to know what it says, you can upload that PDF here and get back accessible PDF or accessible and accessible HTML. So the landing page has a lot of information about the tool, but in the interest of time, because this is the last session of the week, everybody's anxious to get on the road. I'm not going to review the web page with you. You're welcome to look at that on your own time. And I'm just going to click on the try free button that's up at the right, and then the get started button that is also up on the right hand side. There's multiple ways to log in. You can log in with your Gmail. You can log in with your LinkedIn, or you can give it an email address and it will send you a magic link. By the end of today, you will have an option to have a text message sent to you to authenticate. So we are not collecting username and passwords. We rely on some other authentication that you already have set up. So when you get into the dashboard, you can drag and drop your PDF files into the box at the top of the screen, or you can browse and upload an image or a PDF. Now, what I did a moment ago is I took a picture with my phone. So let's say that you are at a conference and someone wrote something down, or you had a program and you wanted it, to email it to someone. And of course, you want that to be accessible. I want to show you that this tool will do that for you. You don't have to wait on it to convert. It will send you an email. And that's what this pop-up message says is, hey, we're going to process your document. It's going to take a minute. If you don't want to wait here, you can do something else and you'll get an email when we're done. So it does give us a status to help us understand that it hasn't broken, right? It is working through the image or the file. I'm going to go ahead and also upload the other image. So one of these is a page out of our program that I took a photo a moment ago, and the other is some of my horrible handwriting that I wrote out on a piece of paper. If you want us to test something you have, I mean, you can do that. Write something out on a piece of paper, take a picture with your phone, either email it to yourself and upload it, or upload it to the website from your phone itself. So this one says it's been completed. So I'm going to open up the report. So here are all of the options. First, it has the original image. What file did you share? And so this was a pop quiz. Okay, I am embarrassed with my handwriting, but I am such an age that in high school and college, I took shorthand. So my handwriting is absolutely terrible. Okay, so this is the image that I want the accessible.org to make accessible. So here is the accessible HTML. Let's see. How does it look? Okay, the only thing that I'm really unhappy about is that it center justified it. So I'm not thrilled about that. It did also include the picture as an image. You'll notice that there is a code button. That's because it has all of the HTML here. So I could go in there and tell it, hey, don't center justify this, left justify this. You just hit the edit button and you can make whatever changes you want and then save it. Also, I'm going to go back to the visual. There is an alt text browser button. So if there's an image or multiple images in your file, you can go through each one and edit the alt text. So we have a question.
Yes. Thank you for sharing this, by the way. So you were saying you are the co-owner of this platform?
Yes.
One question I have is, how did you develop your backend? Did you code it yourself with imaging software? Second question is, do you imagine the usability of this to be uploading a picture of a physical PDF or a digital upload of a PDF? So kind of trying to understand the picture uploading feature.
It can be a picture, it can be a PDF, it can be a Word doc, but the only difference in the Word doc, the compare view doesn't work. You only get the HTML view. It can't generate the Word view of the document. I have found that we actually get more accessible HTML if you'll just save the Word doc as a PDF, even if it's an untagged PDF. Even if it has no styles at all, for some reason, it actually gets better results, in particular on headings. If it is a Word doc uploaded, it tends to not identify some items that are headings, which visually they clearly are. It's two words by itself on a line. So even if it's an untagged Word document, save it as a PDF, you'll get a better result. So you were asking about the technical end of it. So I partnered with England Analytics, and I'm the accessibility expert, and they're the technology expert. So there is on this website a documentation tab at the bottom, and this will answer all of your questions about how do you do what it is that you're doing. And it will talk about the different skills that we set up in AI, most of the AI that we use is for alt text generation and verification. In this process, I've learned that there's a large difference between AI and computing. And most of what we're doing is computing. And so that's why it's so affordable.
What has been your success rate?
It's really very good. The math equations, I mean, the tech people have just figured that out. And it's generated as MathML. And it will show you when you do the conversion, not only the math equation, but it will also show you the alt text. This will be read as and spells it out. I did one in here a moment ago. Let's see if I can find it. I wrote out a math equation. Okay, I'm really bad at math. So I went on the internet and got a quadratic equation and then I wrote it out. Let's see if I can find it. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe it's this one. Oh, there it is. It says math on it. I called it math. So let me convert this file and let's see what it looks like. Browse. Math. I should have said hard math because it looks like hard math, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's super interesting. I think.
And for our, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah.
For our PDF remediation, at first we were trying to figure out how to run it through the pack checker because we really, want a high quality PDF UA certification. And we actually, the tech people found Vera PDF. Have you heard of that yet? It's more of a back end, but it still gets you to the PDF UA certification. And that was a big step forward in us getting to where we needed to be on our PDF remediation. So
I think that's so interesting. I think when it comes to PDF remediation at Austin Technology Services and also just generally within the city, I'm curious to hear your experience as well. I forget your
he's
name.
pointing to you.
This, what was your name? New. There's a digital accessibility compliance project at the city of Austin that has been launched since last summer. And one of the biggest obstacles, of course, as a municipality is the number of PDFs that exist within the ecosystem. And a big question from our end is how many of those are currently active and need to be remediated?
Right.
And also, there have been some departments that have unofficially kind of given the work to one person to do the remediation themselves.
Oh my goodness.
So, I do, and another thing I wanted to reflect too is I think the use of AI in general in municipalities is very highly contested, right? I think it's very important for products to come in with a very high success rate to be able to be adopted. And also just reflecting what I've learned during this lovely conference the past couple of days, right? The importance of manual testing.
Right.
So I'm curious kind of your experience too, New, around that manual testing versus automated testing and wondering where maybe this tool falls within that spectrum too.
So I believe, and this is opinion, but I believe it's backed up in fact, that our tool goes further than almost any tool on the market. For example, if you use Site Improve for your website crawler, it will tell you which WCAG criteria it can check for and which ones it can't. We check for a lot more than that platform says it can check for. And I don't know if that's because it was just created recently, so we have more agility to take advantage of the latest and greatest technology that's available. But there is a lot that can be done through the automated process. You still have to check, right? And that's why we give you the ability to edit the code. If it reads a 6 as a 2, we don't want you to just have to give up and go back to Adobe Pro. We want you to change the 6 to a 2 and then go on. You're done, right? So I think where some other automated tools might get you 50 to 60% there. I think we're getting you 95 to 97% there. The math is very good. It's the hand drawings, right? You have a professor teaching physics and it's outflow and inflow and math and graphs, and it's very good, but it's not going to be 100. But you've got that alt text button and you've got your edit button right there in the preview screen. Okay. Do you want to hand her the microphone?
So thank you so much for sharing all this. It's really helpful. But my experience so far, because I just got hired by the department to work on the budget book. So
Okay.
it's mostly PDF,
Uh-huh.
and it's the big PDF that they have more 1,500 pages that I have to remediate, like before the deadline, not the old deadline, but now it's delayed. So it's fine. But the most challenging that I have encountered with the PDF is the tables,
Is the what?
remediate tables.
I'm sorry, remediating what?
Tables.
Tables?
Yeah.
Well, we're very good at tables.
So I've been looking for like tools
Mm-hmm.
that can help me with that, because do it manually, drill it. It takes a long time, like a lot of time to do that.
Right. So when you can, take a page or two out of that 1,500-page PDF that has tables on it
Mhm.
and just upload it through here and see what it gives you, because I think you're going to be very happy with it.
I definitely gonna try it out.
Even if it has like a title in the header, which it shouldn't have, it will pull it out and still appropriately set the header row. It will also appropriately set your span tags. So if you have split or merge cells, it will handle that.
Yeah, so it's good. How about the layout tables?
Yes.
They also gonna
Yes.
cover that? Okay.
Yeah. And of course, anything that's straight text, it does a very good job on. And that may be true for other tools as well. You were mentioning, I'm sorry, did you have anything else you wanted to? Okay.
No.
So just keep the microphone. You might want it in a second. But you were talking about you have a backlog of files, right? Or archived files, or let's call it a library of PDFs. And you don't want to pay for remediating them if no one's going to look at them, right? So one of the things that you can set up through our company is you can, I don't think append is the right word because it goes at the beginning of the URL, but you would only pay to have that PDF remediated if someone clicked on it. And you would still only pay to have it remediated once, no matter how many times people click on it. So the first time someone clicks on it, you got to pay the 30 cents or whatever it is per page, but then it's remediated and you don't have to do it again. There are some situations where you might deal with highly sensitive information, perhaps a hospital or something like that. We can also set this up to run on your internal servers, so you're not sending your files to our servers. Okay. So for those of you who are in higher ed, one of the largest use cases is a professor handwrites something in class. They want to share it with their students. They can scan it, right? Lots of schools have copiers or printers that will scan things. So you've got it as a PDF. Then you can upload it here to scan it. But then you can just give them share the HTML link. You don't have to download it and upload the PDF. You can just share the link if you want to. So it kind of takes that extra step out of the way that you don't have to keep moving this file around. You can just share the link. Are there questions online? Let's see what we've got. Let's see. So you showed the HTML output and how it's editable after editing. Does it recreate an output PDF? It will. It doesn't today, but it will. I'm sorry, we launched Monday and we didn't have that taken care of, but yes, we will have a button where you can recreate the PDF, because the PDF that you see in that dashboard was created from the accessible HTML. Piggyback to Mark's question, can the platform output to other formats besides HTML, maybe EPUB? Not yet. So it's on the list. In case you want to know what else is on the list, so yesterday I did a class on how to score a VPAT. And that is a service that we are offering to everyone for free. That URL is acr.theaccessible.org. You upload the VPAT and it gives you the scorecard. If you go into settings, you can customize it to set your own thresholds and percentages if you don't agree with my personal opinions on where those things should sit. And that's a free service. Everyone can use that scorecard. What we also have coming out shortly is org charts, because I think organizational charts are a real challenge. And I think we're probably 2 weeks away from ready to roll that out. And we will have two options. One, you upload your PDF of your org chart and it will give you accessible HTML. And that's just a per page fee, right? But we're going to have a subscription account where if you wanted to pay like $60 a year, it will give you an interface that looks like an Excel file, and you can maintain your org chart, right? You would update a person's name, update who they report to, if there's any indirect report line that needs to be drawn. And that way, truly anybody can maintain your org chart, and it will give you the accessible HTML. We have about 30 different template designs, and I think 300 different color combinations you can choose from. Okay. And what's next after that is music. So I have always believed you couldn't make an accessible PDF of a musical score. And our tech guys are about to prove me wrong. So right now in the, what's it called? The prototype, the first button is a play button. It will play whatever the music is of the PDF. And then you can navigate to each section. So if it's an orchestra score of 10 different instrumentation sections, you can select which one you want to hear, and the alt text will be read out. So it will say treble clef 3/4, key of F, and then it starts reading each note or rest. So we're working really hard on making the world an accessible place. Are there any additional questions? No. Oh, that's coming. It's coming. In fact, if you have one tested, I actually think there's 3 more bugs on our workout list. We were trying to get this out in time for AccessU and just ran out of time, but it's coming. So pretty excited about that. So good news for you Canva lovers that love to create PDFs out of Canva when Canva won't assign correct headings and that sort of thing. You can upload that PDF to this tool and have it remediated for you.
I work with Adobe, and sometimes when I got like more than 100 pages, suddenly Adobe got crashed. It doesn't work, and it's saying that not responding, not responding. Does it happen with this tool?
No, in fact, the other day, our head tech person, we've run a lot of tests, because our position was that we needed to convert 1,000 files before we went live just to make sure it was a good product. And we try to limit our tests to below 15 pages just to keep costs down for R&D. And he accidentally uploaded 688-page document, but it was fine. It was so good to know. Of course, the longer the pages in general, the longer it will take. If it's all text, though, it's really not going to take that long. It really slows down when it's math or images, particularly like hand-drawn images, because it goes through revision after revision after revision to make sure that it's good. Oh, there's also, I should point this out, when you get your file, off on the right, there are 3 dots and there is a refund button. So if you pull it up and it did a lousy job, you can just hit refund. You want to do that before you download. Once you download the file, if you decide you want a refund, you'll have to contact us. There's a limit on immediate refunds per month. I think it's 5 per month. If you want a 6th one within a month, we want to see what we're doing wrong, right? We would ask you to send us your original and the output so that one, we can refund your credits and figure out what we need to fix.
Subscription where it will have an access to remediate few set of files, or what kind of subscription it has?
So on the accessible.org website, the packages are almost at the bottom. So for $5, you get 15 pages.
Okay.
And you have a year to use those. So if 90 days from now you want to spend $5 more, you can. Or if you think you're going to be using, 500 pages, you can save money if you buy the 500-page packet, and it goes up from there. Yes. Would you hand her the microphone?
All right. I do have to head out for another meeting, but wanted to thank you for sharing. My last question for you was what was the development process like for this product? What research influenced your kind of process around? Because I'm curious. My official role is service designer for the city of Austin, and a lot of what we are trying to do is how to help support the biggest friction points for all of our employees in the most sustainable way possible, most fiscally efficient way possible, but also the most intentional and high quality. So I'm curious, in your process, what are some of kind of the bigger pain points in PDF remediation? And I'm curious if maybe Nu and y'all, I come from a place of being a UX researcher, not having too much experience doing digital design, so I'm still learning. So I'm curious kind of your perspective on that.
So for me, the problem I need solved when I went to the tech guy was math. And there's all these, there's math picks, which is good, but there wasn't a single solution that would do the math and everything else and put it all together. And everyone's busy. And no one has the time to become a PDF Adobe Acrobat Pro expert or a Math ML expert and including me. And so I was asking, I said, can you solve this problem? You write it out, you take a picture, make it accessible. And when we first started, there was no PDF output because my goal was to get rid of PDFs, make it all HTML. And then he came back and said, if people give you PDF, they really want PDF back. And I caved because I was afraid he's right. But if we can even get one person to go, oh, but they gave me HTML, I'll just use that. So maybe we will get there. But we had to create the accessible HTML to create an accessible PDF. And then it follows suit even when you get away from the math. Most people aren't going to become Adobe Acrobat Pro experts. And in fact, on our campus, you don't even get that license unless you ask for it. And they're like, well, if you expect me to use it, why do I have to ask for it? I'm like, well, but it's a lot of work. And if we can make people's lives easier, maybe they'll use it. Also, I think what sets this tool apart is the $5 option. Most websites, I get the emails all the time. Look at our tool. And I'm like, okay, I'll look at it. Well, they want me to call them or they want me to have a demo or and I'm like, no, just let me see it. And so that's what we do. We just let you see it. Everyone gets 10 pages for free. If you sign up during the conference, you get an extra 20 pages, 25, something like that. And if you need more to test, let us know, right? We want you to put it through its paces. We want you to tell us if there's something you don't like about it, because we do think it is a good product. Yes. Would you use the microphone?
tool only take PDFs file or
Image files too.
image PDF? Okay.
And the input for this will take a Word document. It just won't display the Word document in the compare view. You can see the accessible HTML and the accessible PDF, but it will actually do a better job if you save the Word document as a PDF and then convert it.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we have a question online. For the enterprise, does the platform support book upload remediation? Yes, it does. Yes. Jeff, thanks for that question. Yes, it does. All right. Laura at theaccessible.org, or if you just want to ask about what we're doing at UT Arlington, you can email me at laura.hopkins@uta.edu. I hope you've all enjoyed AccessU, and I hope those of you that are traveling have a safe trip home. All of you on Zoom, thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, bye-bye.